YouTube, Quinn Wade coming to y'all with that analysis on what to expect on the 64-18 last year Boston Celtics. They was on a ride that was very, very high for majority of the time in the NBA, and they ended up finishing 16-3 in the NBA playoffs last year on their way to a championship. They really brought back most of their roster for the 24-25 season. You got Jaylen Brown, you got Jason Tatum. You got a chance to be special, especially when you surround them around guys like Derek White, who's a great defender and a guy that can play off the ball and make shots in transition and spot up threes. And then you got Drew Holiday, a guy that's an A1 defender, can stay in front of you, can pick your pocket, can play in the passing lanes. You got Sam Hauser, a guy that's a sniper from the corner. He can make some from the top of the key. You got Al Horford, who's a great defender still. He can rebound the basketball and protect the rim and space the floor and set good screens and is a decent playmaker as a big. You got Luke Cornett, who has the size and the lateral ability to be a solid defender and rebounder. You have Kristaps Porzingis, who can be a mismatch nightmare, who can hit a mid-range jump shot. He can hit a three. He can protect the paint. He's a solid rebounder. You got Peyton Pritchard, who can knock down the three and be a solid defender. You also got Xavier Tillman, who's a solid player too, a hustle and muscle type of guy. And you look at this roster, you see what we seen last year, which is this is the best roster from top to bottom in the entire NBA, and they have the best starting lineup in the entire NBA. And it's all about, can they continue to develop? How will Jaylen Brown show his new developments? Did he work more on his handle? Did he work more on his three? Did he work more on creating his shots off the dribble, which he has looked totally different since the time we drafted him? And by me being a Celtics fan, it's interesting to see how do Tatum take what he learned from the Olympics and add to his game in the regular season. He was a guy that played good enough to be a Finals MVP in 2022 before they ended up losing to the Warriors. Now we look at it like, what can he do to be able to win one as a Celtic, and that should be added motivation for this team to be able to win. I want to prove to myself that I'm great. I want to prove to myself I'm one of the best. I want to show everybody that it wasn't a fluke winning a championship last year, and if that's what the mentality is going to be, well, I heard that conversation. I heard people saying stuff like that, and I didn't agree with it, obviously, because they was the favorite the whole season and they dominated the whole season. So you have to give them credit for at least doing that. And since most people do, that just means they need to be on a tear this year to prove that last year and this year it shows us that we're the best team in the entire NBA. Of course, there's going to be naysayers. That's just people that have their own beliefs and have their own knowledge that they want to spread. The people why they should be great or on the same level. Plenty of teams made a lot of moves to make themselves similar to the Celtics or play well or match up great against the Celtics, and that was done in the Eastern and the Western Conference in general. But then again, this is a copycat league where if we see Derek White and Drew Holiday works, I'm going to try to get that too. And we've seen teams go for Alex Caruso, DeJounte Murray, Mikal Bridges, and OG and start pairing these long, big wings with each other, just like having the Derek White and the Drew Holiday. And it does make sense. Even Dallas took some of that type of play and added it to their team and with their bench and with their starting lineup. And you have to do that. You have to stay current, and you have to figure out a way to win with your current roster. And if you have to get the assets first to be able to get your roster to where it needs to be, like the Celtics did over the last couple of years, then that's what you have to do. And you got to be able to find chemistry. Celtics are going to come in with the number one chemistry after they played a lot of basketball together in the playoffs in last year regular season. They're going to come in with a training camp with majority of the same roster, and then they're going to be able to take all that chemistry that they already had and all that mentality that they already have and feed into that style of play. I think that this team will overachieve when it comes to a regular season. I think that they're going to finish with a better record. Honestly, I can see them winning 67 to 67 games to 68 to 69 games easily, just because if they stay healthy, and this team is a team that like to jaw, they like to talk, and they like to back things up. I think that they can easily win 65, 66, 67 games. It's not going to be a huge increase in wins, but it's going to be enough to show that they can, repeat as champions. And if you think that this team doesn't have enough to do that, or you think the NBA has gotten tougher or the NBA has gotten deeper, well, that's the purpose of them trying to fill out their roster with young guns that can come in and contribute as a minority. Like, they're gonna come in and play 5 to 15 minutes. If somebody gets injured, somebody gets any type of things that can put them at a setback, so that way they can still be on their goal about being better this year. And I like the fact that Tatum and Brown has really been talking about how they want to come in this season, how they thinking about playing, how they want to start the season early. That's their mentality after coming off a championship. That just shows you that they're prepared, to have the right mentality to tackle this season that's up and coming. And that's the winner mentality that you need to have. And you need to have that from the jump of training camp. So we have a purpose and a being that this is what we want to do. This is what we're trying to accomplish, and that's to win back-to-back championships. It hasn't been done since the Golden State Warriors, which is almost 10 years ago, showing you how difficult it is to be able to put a team together that can be able to win multiple championships, especially in a row. But we already been to two finals. We already got our chemistry where it needs to be. We already got our respect where it needs to be, and now it's just about dominating the league as long as possible. And that's what Brad Stevens sees. That's what Joe Mazzulla sees, and I think that he needs to take a step up in coaching. He know that they're going to be the one that has a target on his back. Jaylen Brown said it himself, and if that's the case, let's come out more prepared. Let's come out more better defensively. Let's come out better with being able to punch. People going to try to throw that first punch at us. Let's make sure we can counterattack it and knock them out or knock them down and put them in a position to where we get our fear and our respect from being a better team than most players or teams in the league. And I think that we can do that. You want to earn all that love and all that respect just because that's the point of you putting all that work in. And that's why the team feels that way, that we can't let nobody think that we're scared of them. We can't think that it's a number two. And there's a lot of teams that feel like they did just enough to be where the Celtics are at. Even if they're in the Western Conference, they still feel like they're confident enough to beat us. And we can't allow that to happen after dominating the league last year. We have to make these teams feel like they still got ways to go to be able to beat us as a team. We don't want teams getting confident that they can hang with us, that they can play with us, that they can be on the same level as we are, because that just lets you know that they can strike and blow us out or beat us very quickly in the playoffs or in the regular season. They take that 1 inch, takes a mile, and next thing you know, the team is already trying to make sure we don't win another one. And our goal was to win one. Now our goal is to win as many as possible. Obviously, I'm a person that want the Celtics to be the first team to 20 championships. They took forever to get closer to it, but I feel like we got this far, and we still got a team that's young and dynamic, and it has one of the best duos in the entire NBA, if not the best duo in the entire NBA. Then we should have enough with the role players and them playing at a higher level than they played before, with added motivation to redeem themselves as players. They didn't play the best, they didn't play the greatest as a duo, but the team had their back, and the team played well on offense and defense, and it really helped them flourish in those moments when they needed to get us home to a championship. So I think that the role players have to play their same part. Let's defend, let's play hard, let's space the floor, let's cut, let's slash, let's get out in transition and do those simple, small things that we need to do to keep Tatum and Brown from doing too many ISOs or doing too many hero ball plays that they was accustomed to doing before. They don't really have to do that anymore. Keep the ball moving, keep the ball swinging, keep everybody involved, and score when you need to or when it's late in the shot clock. Then I can see you doing that type of game plan. We don't need to do that anymore, and I feel like Joe Mazzulla emphasized that a lot, especially because they improved so drastically defensively over the last couple of years, especially under the tutelage of Joe Mazzulla. And I feel like the offense has gotten better, is more smart, is more educated on how to attack and when to attack and when you need to attack a certain way. They have so many ways to do it, and they already was close to it. Now they look more unlocked of what they need to do as a team and from a team perspective. Individually, this team is going to be great. They're always going to have matchup problems for the opponent, and the opponent just going to have tough time dealing with it. And I think that that's one of our advantage that we use so often. And all I can say is we need to use it as much as possible. I expect the Celtics to be the number one team in the NBA. I expect the Celtics to be able to be a two-time champion, and that should be their goal. Nothing more, nothing less, nothing crazy. Jaylen Brown should be an all-star. He should be an all-NBA player. Same with Jason Tatum. Porzingis, hopefully he gets back healthy and have a better season and produce more games played. I hope Derek White and Drew Holiday still play the same amount of defense that they played last year and continue to knock down shots and continue to cut and continue to be able to hit threes when needed. And I expect our bench to be able to play and average over 20 to 30 points a game, you know, in between that range to be able to continue to help the team and the starters out, even if an injury occurs. And I just expect this team to be the best team in the NBA and the best team in the playoffs. So that's what I expect this team to be. Might as well start off with the defending champions as they were the best team last year throughout the whole entire season. I expect them to come back with that same type of style, that same type of mentality, and I expect them to get it done. See y'all tomorrow. Remember to comment, like, subscribe, and share, and hit the notification bell for more analysis. I have videos just like this, including breakdowns and tributes to the legends, and also all different type of coverage on this channel. So if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button. If you already been subscribed and already been hitting the notification bell, this is the fall time, so we need to make sure y'all getting as much basketball as y'all can until the season started. That's the purpose of the What to Expect season, is to prep us for the regular season, which starts in October. So if you want more content like this, or you like content like this is the channel for you. Other than that, thanks for subscribing. Thanks for liking. Liking really helps this channel become more popular and be able to find more people that's interested. So all I can do is ask y'all to continue to do that like y'all have been. And other than that, Quinn Wade with that basketball analysis, and I'm signing out.